Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome here to Arklow today for the Senior Football Championship Final 2019. We have St Patrick's, the reigning champions, versus Arklow Ballymoney here in this final. Cracking day for the game. Small bit of a breeze as always in Arklow down into the town goal. Two teams are just finishing their warm-ups. They'll be behind the band shortly. John, again, two unbeaten teams all year. We're lined up for a cracker here.
Lined up, I'll repeat what I said at the start of the video. We talked about formats, groups and all this for championships. Here we have, if you went the old school way, you have the two teams that have been unbeaten all year, and it would be, if you were doing the championship 20 years ago, this would be the final. So hard to argue with the two of them being here, and even that aside, I wouldn't argue with it anyway. I think Arklow had a fabulous year to get to where they are. You know, a couple of really tight games, thrillers against Blessington and Rathnew earlier in the group stage. Pats have got here kind of at their ease, you know. They've been, they're the reigning champions. They're the team to beat. I think, I missed the podcast earlier in the week, but I think
another one.
I think Arklow have to work out Pats today more so than Pats have to work at Arklow. I don't think Pats are going to change a whole lot. I think they're going to go with their tried and tested kind of system, and I think Arklow have to work that out.
I think you're right. I think Pats are probably in that position now where to say, here's our 15, see what you do with them.
Yeah,
that's not what, we're not picking a 15 to suit you. You pick yours to sue us, and I think that's the position they're in at the minute.
And look, I hope Damo does it. He's shown in the games, the last few games, when things weren't gone wrong, they've made big changes, and it's changed the game for them. And I hope that I hope they're going to make those changes and give us the battle that we're waiting for here today.
Yeah, look, as we said, sorry, Alan, but as we said, the last 2 weeks, two fantastic games, extra time penalties, a replay, two brilliant games from the Judges will have taken the edge. Look, as I said, it's either going to be a huge bounce and we'll say they carried on a crest of a wave through today, or we'll probably say, maybe the 2 weeks took it out. We won't know.
You won't know. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If they lose, some people might default to say, it took it out of them. If they win, people say, they were on a great bounce. Look, I think it has to help them going into it. They've gone to the well, they've asked the question themselves, they pulled it out of the fire, a couple of times against Blessington in fabulous games. So I think that stands to them. I think you have it. I think at this stage of the game, you're in a final on a sunny day in Arklow in October. How many other teams would trade place? So I think it helps.
No, I do agree with you, and I think it will stand to them, that the Geraldines. I think it will. But just some yokes we were talking about off air. I just hope there's one or two that's not showing up here today on the Geraldine side with speed-wise. Now, you might point out, Henry, I'm not taking your quotes, but it's horses for course and things like that. But the Pats are a complete running machine as well. Now, equally so are the Geraldines, but in certain places, you've Tyrrell and you've Philip Gleeson, they wouldn't be renowned for their as being speed merchants. If Philip Gleeson is going to stay there on Conor French, lads, straight away, I think you've come across your first hurdle, Yeah, well, look, I think Philip Gleeson has done his job. I think there's a set plan here with the Judges, to be honest with you. I know. As we said, look, he's not the youngest man in the world, but I think there's a set plan here. They have their bench. I think Gleeson does his job for, if it's 20 minutes, if it's 25, if it's 40, whatever he can do. And I think then that's the set plan that they have, that these lads, the McBrides, Cormac Hoyle and these lads come in, Culleton and replace them. And I think that's the way to go. But 40 minutes is a long time if it's not going right. Damo could have to pull the trigger a bit earlier maybe.
I would be equally as fearful for that. I think if there's one thing Pats can do, and I've seen them doing over the last few years with this plan, they can expose any lack of athleticism. They have the people out there. They've a very good level of fitness and athleticism across their 15, and they tend to be able to find that weakness. We've seen it a couple of times where Philip Gleeson is a fabulous footballer, James Tyrrell is a fabulous footballer, but there's if they can be exposed, Pats are the team that will expose them, and I think that could be something that needs to be looked at. I don't know, can you wait 20 minutes or 25 minutes for it?
John, I owe you an apology. I know what I've done. I owe you an apology, right? He asked me the other night in the pub to let him say something, and I've gone and said it.
Well, that's what you get.
Only dawned on me.
No, there's no dawning. I'd say that was completely premeditated. By the looks of it, look, and we have the teams.
He's a plagiarist.
We have the teams here behind her, just gone down past the stand. They're turning on the 45 at the Herbst end. to come across. We'll give you a quick run through the teams here. There's only one change between the two teams. We'll start with the reigning champion St Patrick's Wicklow Town. Shane Doyle is in the goal, Patrick O'Kane number 2, Shane Murley 3, Wayne Doyle at 4, Kieran Doyle wears 5, Conor French 6 and John Crowe 7, Dean Healy at 8, Matthew Traynor at 9, Paul Earls is at 10, Podge McWalter 11 and Kieran McGettigan at 12. One change is Conor O'Brien 13 is replaced by Paul O'Brien at 17. Stephen Duffy, the captain, is on the edge of the square with Tommy Kelly wearing number 15. Arklow Ballymoney have Mervyn Travers as ever in goal. Tom Marr, James Tyrrell and Jack Hamilton make up a strong full back line. Carl Kerwin, Kieran Hyland and Andy Marr are the half backs, with Chris O'Brien and Stephen Hurley lining out at 8 and 9. Cormac O'Shea is at 10, Philip Gleeson at 11 and Dara Fitzgerald at 12. Cathal Keller is 13, Philip Healy 14 and JP Hurley is 15. You can hear a crowd here, it's a record crowd here in Auckland today for this.
Fabulous crowd, absolutely
I think it's about 98% full here, to be fair. Like, and after the weather we had this morning, like, there was heavy doubts whether he'd be called afterwards. Absolutely glorious here now.
And pitch is held up. We talked about that pitch looks like it's just about held up enough. Yeah, absolutely fabulous crowd. It looks to be a fabulous spectacle and great to see. Absolutely great to see. And our big day here in the county.
As we wait, Anton Nolan waits to referee this one. Anton's first final. He's a bit of a victim of his ties with Bartonglass and Rathnew. It's his first final, and we wish him all the best of luck and all his crew there with him.
And I think he's in for a cracking game.
He is, and look, he's our elite panel referee, no more so than John Keenan and Hurlin and that. It's great to see him getting his day out as well.
We're now, as everyone's standing up, we're just going to have our round of in. We'll be back to you at the end of this, and we'll bring you the Senior Football Championship Final 2019 live on Garden County Sport here. The roar goes up, the teams go to line now. It looks like the Gers will defend the Herps 10. James Tyrrell is going up there. Pats are just about to finish their last few bits of their warm up. They are going to defend. The Gers will be kicking into the town goal in the first half. John, matchups we can't see much yet, but there's probably the way those teams have lined out, I can't see Matthew Traynor at 9, to be honest with you. I'd say he'll go on the edge of the square. I'd say a few switches from Pats. Dara Fitz was wing back. I think him and Andy Marr might swap. We could see a lot of switches here from the numbers.
Interesting. Hurley's gone to corner forward.
Yeah, so interesting to see that Arklow are going to finish start the way they finished against Bleston, with JP Hurley gone into the full forward line and Stephen out at midfield. So our 8 and 9 are orthodox and both on the Arklow side.
Hamilton's come straight out on McWalter already.
Yeah, so look, we're getting ready. Anto has his back to us. Anto Nolan, the very best of luck to everyone involved.
As we said, Kieran Hyland's gone straight in to take up Tommy Kelly.
John Crow's gone into midfield as well.
Matthew Traynor's gone to the edge of the field. John Crowe gone midfield. As we said, there's changes all over the place. We'll let you know. Podge McWalter and Jack Hamilton are getting to know one another here already.
Seeing whose chest is the strongest.
It's going to be
the legs you want. It's legs you're going to want. Over the
to follow McWalter.
Damo and Casey just shook hands there. They're gone their separate ways. I'm sure they'll come across one another in the next hour. Very best of luck to everyone involved. We're getting ready to rock and roll here in Auckland. Anto stoops and picks up the ball and throws it in. It's on and the game is on and away the ball breaks in the middle of the field. First blood to Stephen Hurley, brilliant block down. Conor French gets in and blocks the ball out to Kieran McGegan. McGegan gets the ball as far as Kieran Doyle on his own 65, charges through the middle of the field. No one marking him really. He's in loose play. Conor French gets a low searching ball inside as far as Paul Earls does well. Another run into the strong running John Crowe. Crowe wearing number 7 playing middle of the field. Is he pulled back? He is pulled back. It's a free into Pats and strong running early from Pats, John.
Yeah, sitting down their stall nice and early, although Arklow probably got the ball off the throw in. As you said, interesting few matchups. You've got Stephen Duffy being taken up by James Tyrrell. I wonder will that be the case if Stephen starts to drift out the field. Kieran Hyland and Tommy Kelly, I know he's called that one, but I think that's a good call from Arklow and it will be interesting.
First blood to Tommy Kelly, a free from the 21 just on this side of the field. Routine enough from Tommy Kelly. Pats a point. Arklow Gers no score. There's a minute gone here, and as we can see, the matchups all over the field.
Podge McWalter and Jack Hamilton as well. Jack Hamilton had a fabulous couple of games against Blessing and taken up Owen Keogh at times, so that'll be a good battle as well.
Ball is down to the middle of the field, goes out off the hand of John Crowe. It's contested on the sideline, but definitely went off a Crowe. It's Chris O'Brien. O'Brien goes low, picks the ball inside the Cormac O'Shea. O'Shea does really well, gets the ball at the second attempt, hand up from Andoyle. That's about as back as far as Stephen Hurley. He goes long, ball comes up, but it comes off the chest of the Arklow forward. Boot thrown on him by Patsman. Kieran McGehigan wins the ball. McGehigan is fouled, pops the ball back to Wayne Doyle to take this
That's
one.
sloppy from Cathal Keller there. Great ball in from Stephen Hurley. They have to stick now, like, I mean, just there's no room for unforced errors like
number
that
10 takes that free on his own 45, spills as far as Podge McWalter. McWalter gives it out to Stephen Duffy. Duffy already out about 50
Paul
yards.
Earls looks he's
Paul
gone.
Earls is in trouble, in big trouble. He's down, looks to pull something, he's waving at the line. McWalter, he's in. The game has stopped with Podge McWalter.
I think he's had to do a bad knee injury here now to McWalter or to Paul Earls. Straight away he signalled to the bench the signal for a sub. I'm gone, and now he's touching the back of his knee.
So he's down.
Dean Healy signalling as well. They know this is
Call it now, Emmett. Who comes in?
Johnny Delahunt, I reckon.
Hamstring, is it?
Just a big call, but
yeah, he gone straight. He knows anyway.
Yeah. No, it's Jordan Pettigrew who's going to come in. Jordan Pettigrew is tugged with number 19 on his back, or 18 on his back. It's for a great servant like Paul Earls. That's after 2 minutes of a county final. That's not nice to see him.
19. Brian Doyle.
It's Brian Doyle is coming in. There's 3 lads now, and I'm only got it right the third time.
So you didn't even get it right. John did.
Thanks, Alan. Me and John have anything to sort out. Helen, we'll sort it out ourselves.
I'm just here and saying it all.
Yeah, in comes Brian Doyle. Brian Doyle is in for Paul Earls there. So, as we said, there's just 3 minutes gone here now. An injury to Paul Earls. Brian Doyle straight onto the ball, pops it out as far as Podge McWalter. McWalter gives it to Stephen Duffy. Duffy 65 yards out from the Gers goal. Out to Kieran Doyle. Doyle solos, has a look, gives it to Conor French, takes the return pass. He's back on his own 65 now, lashes a great ball in as far as that man Doyle. Out as far as John Crowe, strong running from Crowe. Dinks a little ball in as far as Kelly. Kelly gets a hand out, does really well. Twists, turns, has a look, pops the ball back out to Brian Doyle. Doyle off his left foot. Will he have a go? Yes, he will. What a substitute. What
That's
a
nice score.
And a brilliant
That's a nice
score from
score.
Brian Doyle. A great introduction for him after his second or third touch.
Yeah, put the ball into Tommy Kelly, and Tommy Kelly does like he's deceptive in that he's probably not the fastest man in the world. Like, I mean,
He's
I wouldn't like to be
faster than he looks,
He's faster
though,
than he
isn't
looks, but he's got a great left hand. He held Kieran Hyland off and gathered the ball in with the right hand, held him off. He's got such a range, such a big guy. Was able to, so Hyland was level with him, but he held him off one hand, pulled the ball in with the other, and laid it back off to Brian Doyle, who put it over the bar.
Mervyn Travers takes the kick out, drives the ball long down the field, down on top of Paddy O'Kane. O'Kane rises highest, catches the ball, continues on with the play. Carl Kerwin follows him. O'Kane turns back at the 45, recycles the ball back to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien wearing 17, unlucky to be beaten in a county, well, not unlucky, but he was beaten in a county final last Sunday with Glenealy. Gets the ball to John Crowe. Crowe passes the ball out to that man Dean Healy. Healy swats away Stephen Hurley. He's still going with the ball. Healy cuts inside. This is dangerous for the Gers. No one went to him. Healy slots the ball. Oh, saved on the line by Kieran Hyland. Great play by the stalwart from Arklow. Gers back in the right place at the right time, but strong run there, and it was dangerous. The ball is broken now. Gers haven't cleared it. Paddy O'Kane right up there wearing number 2, but he's up on the end line. He's fouled, his jersey is pulled, and another free in. It'll be a free about 5 yards in from the sideline, right up in the corner at the Herbst end on the press box side.
Yeah, Dean Healy bearing down a goal there. He took the option to go for the goal. He's perfectly entitled to do that, but Mervyn Trevor's out, smothered it up, great save. Dean Healy seemed to be looking for something there. There was nothing to be got. Like, I mean, it was a perfectly valid call. He went for it, goalie out, great save. But Arklow unable to clear their lines, and Tommy Kelly with a chance to put for a free.
I know for the last 2 weeks, John, we've said, is it a slow start again from the Gers, or is it just Pat's doing what Pat's do?
Pat's doing what Pat's do, to be fair.
This one is not going to go though. It's 2 points to no score here. Tommy Kelly kicks it. It's gone to the right of the post and wide. A difficult angle and a bit of a let off there. It's 5.5 minutes gone here in Aughrim. St Patrick's Wicklow Town 2 points. Arklow Ballymoney no score. A cracking start to this game. Pats have already lost Paul Earls to injury, but Brian Doyle came on instead and kicked the point. Mervyn Travers takes this kick out now. Drives a long ball. Again he looks for Chris O'Brien. That man John Crow's there, but O'Brien takes the ball from the heavens. He continues on with the ball. No mark here. Lashes the ball in. Connor French is situated, but Philip Gleeson finds a pocket of space. Top of the D. Pops the ball back as far as Cormac O'Shea. O'Shea turns on his right foot, kicks it high into the wind, and it's gone and drifted just wide. And just
needed that was scoreable. Like, I mean,
and a great move and needed to finish, John.
Great move, needed to finish, exactly. Yeah, Philip Gleeson had got himself into space. I'd say Conor French just momentarily lapsed the concentration. Great bit of play from Gleeson, got on the ball, just laid it off to Cormac Shea, the edge of the D, right in front of the goal. A little bit of breeze behind him, should have gone over just to settle Arklow. Kick
out now to be taken by Shane Doyle. Doyle goes long against the wind, right to the middle of the field. Dean Healy has 3 Gers men for company, but that man Podge McWalter mops it up, gets it back to Conor French. French gets it to John Crow. He finds Paul O'Brien in space. O'Brien wearing 17, charges forward. He's on the 45, bearing down on the front of the goal, the middle of the goal. Stephen Duffy plays a ball in as far as Kelly. Kelly has Cormac Hyland for company. Get up, says the referee, play away. Hyland does really well. Ball out to James Tyrrell. Tyrrell pops a ball to Andy Marr. Marr is tackled by Paul O'Brien, breaks the tackle, gets it to Stephen Hurley. Hurley on the 45 finds his man Jack Hamilton. Hamilton pops it to Chris O'Brien. O'Brien is a little bit languid with the ball, but he gets away with, gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton charges forward. He's on the 45. He's still going right underneath the press box here. Pops it across, gives it as far as
JP Hurley.
Hurley twists, turns, and a foul and a free in. And
well done, Arklow. Well done, Arklow. Worked it out really well down the field. Jack Hamilton not happy just to follow Podge McWalter around the field. He's after getting on the ball, gone on a searing run up the field, 35 metres, left it into JP Hurley, and he bought a foul and a free kick for Arklow to settle him down. The couple of matches we talked about, I mean, Stephen Duffy is drifting out. James Tyrrell's followed him. That'll suit him down to the ground, I think. Patrick O'Kane's gone out from cornerback to pick up Cathal Fitzgerald, and Andy Marr and Paul O'Brien are going to see who can run the furthest in the history of a county final here.
Kick is from Philip Healy from the 21, kicks it high, kicks it over the bar. Brilliantly done there by Healy. Registers the first score for AGB. It's 2 points to Pats, 1 point here to Arklow Ballymoney. 8 minutes gone, and again we wait for Shane Doyle to take the kick out. Frantic enough start to this one. A wide open game of football, John. If it continues like this for the hour, it's going to be serious.
Yeah, we're in for a treat, and in fairness to Arklow, we questioned were they slow in getting into it. Not so much. It was just Wicklow Pats had the better of the ball, but they're getting into it now.
Brilliant play there. Conor French is blocked down by Stephen Hurley. Ball breaks in as far as Chris O'Brien comes back out. Ball is stripped by Conor French, but it's back to Chris O'Brien again. One tackles the other. They both dispossessed one another a couple of times, but it's a free in and a free to Chris O'Brien. And Arklow seem to have found their feet now.
Yeah, battling away there, but getting into people's faces. Good little bit of physical tussle there with Dean Healy and Stephen Hurley.
At whom are being called over now. Healy's being called over. Yeah. Just as the ball went, He followed through and he got Stephen Hurley.
Well,
so he's getting a card of some description here, a yellow card early.
That's an early card for a very physical player. That's an early card from, and
he's going to have
as I said, we've got our elite panel referee here today. He's not going to miss a whole lot. He's not going to put up with that sort of stuff, I don't think, off anybody out there.
Philip Healy goes with the outside the right boot, dangerous ball in. Matthew Trainer jumps, Ozzy Bush, the ball breaks in the square. This is dangerous. Shane Doyle throws the ball and it gets as far as Kieran Doyle. He does well. Doyle takes the ball in the tackle. Dean Healy, it pops out of his grasp, comes as far as Stephen Hurley. Ball ball breaks to the ground. Philip Gleeson picks it up. There's bodies everywhere. Lads slipping, lads sliding. Comes in as far as Wayne Doyle. I think it is Wayne Doyle. Goes to ground. Oh, it's not free enough probably, John, but it's gone and it's back into the arms of Shane Murley. Murley takes the ball, comes out to Conor French right in front of his own goal, 21 yards out. Gets the ball to Paddy O'Kane. Paddy solos the ball out. He has Paul O'Brien calling for it out here. Will he give it to Paul? He does. Dean Healy's back in the pocket looking for the ball, but O'Brien goes lateral, goes back across the top of his own D. Has a look, pops it again as far as Conor French. French takes control of this one. It's all very static. There's a huddle of players in front of him, all being really tightly marked, but one man takes it. That man is Podge McWalter. McWalter finds a pocket of space, gets a low ball in there as far as Wayne Doyle, but he picked it off to Brian Doyle and he picks it off the ground.
That will suit the Geraldines because Pat's biggest threat is their break. Their counter-attack break.
He's bringing it up and really, you know, the Gers have came out, they've got into Pat's face here.
They've rattled him a small bit now, you know, you've got Paul Earls.
takes the ball in, Philip Healy's out in front of his man, Murley goes with Healy. Ball back, pops back out as far as Philip Gleeson. Gleeson drives a dangerous ball in. Shane Doyle comes for it, breaks in the square. Conor French picks up the pieces. Heavy shot and Conor French free out. Dangerous ball in there, just done enough Pats to get away with that one.
It's Gerrard versus Blessing in take 3 here. They're just banging the ball in on top of JP Hurley. Was effective last week and there's no reason it won't be effective today.
John Crowe gets the ball to Brian Doyle, but brilliantly read by Kieran Hyland. He comes out in front of Tommy Kelly. Kelly looked to slip. Hyland marched down the field. He gets the ball to Andy Marr. The Gerrards have taken control of this first half here. We're only 11 minutes in. It's 2 points to 1 to Pats. A long searching ball in from James Tyrrell, cut out by Shane Murley. Murley does well, takes it into contact, ball squirts out. Has he won a free? It's an advantage. Again, I don't like advantage to back that far. I think it should be a free. Paddy O'Kane gets the ball, he gets it as far as Kieran Doyle. Doyle finds that man, it's Brian Doyle. Doyle is fouled way back in his own half. He'll have a look. Will he drop it to someone else to take? He probably will. Conor French comes out, takes it off him, and a respite for me commentating and a respite for everyone here in Auckland.
Yeah, listen, Arklow really, they've taken everything past control of them in the first few minutes of this game, but they're meeting them physically. They're meeting them physically, which is key.
I think there's just an unfortunate clash of heads. I think Philip Gleeson and Jack Hamilton both went to tackle Podge McWalter, and the two Arklow lads have clashed. I think Philip's shoulder has hit Jack Hamilton in the head there. Unfortunate enough, he's down. He's seeking a bit of attention.
It's physical here. Like, both teams are up for it. But that's what I was saying. Like, the Pats had to recycle the ball back around in between their own 45 and 21. And if the Geraldines can keep pressing up at that, like Pat's biggest threat is their counter attack. They'll run at you like a wave, and if you can stop that, you're onto a winner there.
Yeah,
and look our early doubts about Philip Gleeson. There's no problem with him there. Like, I mean, he's keeping Conor French good and busy. He's not power. We haven't seen Conor French on the ball moving it up the field, which we saw plenty of times against Avondale. So look, fair play to Philip Gleeson. He's showed us up early on anyway.
Well, Alan really, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was Alan really.
Yeah. How'd you come up with that idea?
Lad held me in the water and hauled it out.
Don't listen to everything lads tell you in the pub down there, for God's sake.
13 minutes gone here. 2 points to St Pats. 1 point to AGB. How long since our last score, Alan? 5 minutes since our last score. There's been a lot of play in between though. Podge McWalter drops deep, comes to the 65 at the half stand, tries to take on Chris O'Brien. He does take on Chris O'Brien, gets as far as the 45, gives that ball to Kieran McGegan. McGegan takes off. Here's Chris O'Brien for it. O'Brien is left in his wake. Out comes another tackle. Comes Carl Kerwin, tries to get on him, but he
wanted the advantage. The crowd underneath us wanted the advantage, and maybe he could have been given another step or two to pull the trigger there. He was bearing down on the goal. Look, this is
anything, the angle was probably
maybe reducing for him. Look, you
can see down there, Casey wasn't happy either. He should let him go on. Like
let him pull the trigger. Let him pull the trigger anyway, and you can bring it back for the free anyway. Look,
Tommy Kelly kicks the ball high and kicks it over the bar again. Strong running brings the foul from Pats. That's the nature of their game. 3 points to Pats, 1 point to Arklow Gers here. 14 minutes gone. We're nearly halfway through the first half. It only seems like the ball was thrown in. A real spectacle, a great game of football here. It's Mervyn Travers, ball on tee to take this kick out. Travers again comes out under the press box. He looks for Chris O'Brien, but there's only one man under. It's John Crowe. Crowe takes it at the second attempt. He goes past Carl Kerwin. He comes back to go by him a second and pops it again to McGettigan. McGettigan is bearing down on goal. Brilliant hand in there by the cornerback Tom Maher. And another free in. That looked harsh.
I didn't think that was a free.
Very, very harsh.
I thought that was harsh. I thought Mervyn Travers went to ground to block a shot, and he doesn't have to get, like, I mean, you can't get out of the way then. McGettigan kind of ran into him then, as opposed to Mervyn coming out to meet him and to foul him or tackle him.
The call for the advantage the last time. I don't think Anto is like that.
He's not like that. I don't think Anto Nolan's going to give you one because he possibly pulled it up earlier.
Tommy Kelly.
Oh look, absolutely. There's, we were talking up AGB, fabulous start. They got their matchups all over the field, and here we are, 2 frees in the space of a minute and a half. Like, in fairness, there was a bad kick out led to it. Like, a bad kick out from Mervyn straight down on top of John Crowe.
We were talking about first goal scores the other night there, and we said Kieran McGeegan, and like, there's 2 chances he's had.
Yeah.
Kick out to be taken by Mervyn Travers. Travers goes long down the field. It comes again on top of that one, but John Crowe is gobbling everything up in the middle of the field. He has this one, he's ball on toe, he's at the 45, he's travelling it, opened up for a second if he kept going. Back to that man, Dean Healy. Healy breaks one tackle. Carl Kerwin for company. He looks up, he has to turn back, gets it back as far as Brian Knight. The ball breaks down, comes as far as Stephen Hurley. Hurley twists, turns, he's under serious pressure. Kieran Hyland pops the ball back. Don't think it was meant to go to Carl Kerwin. It finds him though, comes as far as Tom Marr. Marr gets a ball out as far as James Tyrrell, out as far as Andy Marr on the far side of the field. Have worked it well. Now we'll see can the Gers attack here. Conor French pushes up on Philip Gleeson in the middle of the field. Gleeson breaks the tackle, pops a little ball inside. There's no one home though. No, here is there. It's number 4. Philip Healy gets to it. Brilliant play by Healy. Just about got to it, but good play by the backs and a foot on the ball from Wayne.
That's great work from Philip Healy. It wasn't the best ball in from Philip Gleeson. It was kind of into no man's land. Philip Healy must have had to go 60 metres to get to it. And this is what you get.
Ball is taken quickly back out to Chris O'Brien, about 35 yards out, but it's a tame kicking up and it drops.
You look
wide.
at that, now Chris O'Brien's kind of swung a leg at that from out wide to one side and 35-40 yards out. You look at Pat's scores. All of Pat's scores are from the D. They go straight for the D. They're all, the majority of their scores, the last 3, Dean Healy bearing down a goal, Kieran McGettigan bearing down a goal, all straight into that middle channel.
All the scores are from the scoring area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
it's been a feature of their game all year. Like, when you see it, they're tapping ball. There's huge work to get there, but they're putting themselves into the percentage place to take scores from.
Pat's burning up the clock here now with kick-outs.
Shane Doyle kicks a long ball down to the middle of the field, down on top of Chris O'Brien and John Crowe. Crowe wins it again. Crowe's had a fabulous first half here. He has Chris O'Brien all ends up in the minute, and again he's gone on with that ball. Pops it into Podge McWalter. Crowe's fantastic at the minute. He has again, and it's Conor French. He is Crowe in front of him. Crowe's continued his run. Breaks the tackle, brings it back to Conor French. French raids up the field. Side foots the ball high and over the bar, and a wonderful score from the
Great score, tapped over from where?
Inside the D.
Inside the D,
down to 21.
Walked it in through that. It's the first time we've seen Conor French move up the field. Great sweeping move from Pats all the way up. Taken from probably the 3rd mark that Conor French has got in the game. They're going to have to sort that out. Conor French, great footballer, but she shouldn't be catching three marks here out against Chris O'Brien or Stephen Hurley. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, well, look at there's 3 marks there to Pats, and Crowe has caught 2 of them.
Here's another one. There's Paddy O'Kane, the number 2, ball out to the middle of the field, clattered into the back of him. There's Stephen Hurley, free in. Pats in the ascendancy at the minute. We've 18 minutes gone here. It's 5 points to Pats. It's 1 to Arklow. Gers need to find something, but Dean Healy has the ball again at the top of the D, the danger area. Healy turns back on his right foot. That's too easy if it's over. Oh, it's both posts. One, the other out to Kieran Hyland. Hyland seems to be gone down with a bit of a bang. Hyland has gone down with a bang.
Foot trip, completely accidental. Absolutely accidental.
It's a clash of bodies and legs there, and he's gone down injured. But again, ball in the danger area, John. Probably should have been a score.
Should have been. That was meat and drink to Dean Healy again. Worked it into that area. He kind of pulled it a bit. Went on to the left hand post and then the right hand post and back out into play. But as you say, Pat's very much in the ascendancy, and it's just that for all the talk, you have to convert it into scores. You must convert this into scores, especially against this Pat's team who are so clinical. They're so clinical once they get over the 45-metre line.
They are, but we were on about it last week as well that the Gerlines went along with their free kick or with their kickouts, and why it wasn't working. And it's the same again here. They've lost 4. They've been turned over 4 times on their kickouts, and 2 of them have been with marks.
Yeah.
Kieran Hyland gets up. He's very gingerly to his feet. The ball is kicked back as far as Mervyn Travers. He stops it with his foot, controls it, gives it out to James Tyrrell. Tyrrell between his own 14 and his 21, right underneath the scoreboard. Pops the ball back to Marr. Pat swarm him. It's a free out. There's no problem giving the free up there when it stops Andy Maher running. Ball low, searching ball inside, but it's mopped up. That ball was down to Darragh Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald doesn't win it. Paddy O'Kane is doing a good job there. Again, it's John Crowe in possession. Gives it out to Kieran McGehigan. He swapped wings. He's over underneath the stand, 45 yards out. McGehigan turns, puts on the afterburners. Andy Maher gets a hand on him. Looked like a foul. McGehigan still going. He's Podge McWalter outside. McWalter, surely was he fouled? Play away. No, he's up and play away. Stephen Hurley pops the ball out here to this side. Chris O'Brien will win the foot race with Dean Healy and with John Crowe. A low ball inside as far as Carl Keller. Hand out by Brian Doyle. Doyle does really well. Brilliant play by the cornerback. Gives it to Conor French. French finds Crowe. He sidesteps his man. Lots of time and gives a good ball to Paul O'Brien, who's out in front here, out in front of Stephen Hurley. Far side of the field with a man raiding up the field. Is Shane Murley, is it? Murley is bringing Philip Healy for a walk.
Here's a ball.
Brilliant ball from Dean Healy out to Shane Murley. Finds him, probably gone a bit too far. Is it? Will he keep it in? He doesn't, just about, but it did open up. But
I can see Dean Healy eyeing it up. I thought to myself, this is going to be the ball. I cannot understand.
We talked about this with the Gers. I can't understand why there's not a shout made to the younger lad like Darragh Fitz or that to follow him when he makes a run like that.
Absolutely,
yeah. Shouldn't have to go there.
You're killing them. You're burning
have to go there.
And you're burning them out too early.
You don't see Tommy Kelly down at the other end running after anyone. No. Ball comes to James Tyrrell across in the middle of the field. Up as far as Cormac O'Shea. O'Shea is turned over with Carl Kerwin, picks up the pieces. Kerwin wearing number 5, done really well. Has it, goes lateral across the field. Finds Darragh Fitz. Fitz pops it to Stephen Hurley. Hurley has a look up, languid style. Pops it to this side as far as Cormac O'Shea again. O'Shea solos, has a look. He is Paul O'Brien for company. He goes past Paul O'Brien, does he? O'Brien does well to get back, turns him. There's no free there, to be fair. He done really well, Paul O'Brien. Stephen Duffy tries to pop a quick hand pass. O'Shea gets his hand back in and it's out over the line.
In fairness to Anthony Nolan, he's been completely consistent. He's siding on the side of a good tackle. If a tackle's good, it can be physical, it doesn't matter, but he's given the benefit of the doubt to the defending player the last 3. You hear the call from the crowd again. You know, it's just that it's the natural reaction. I've seen a tackle and I've seen a guy go to the ground, but Anthony Nolan's been consistent in fairness to him.
Long ball from Stephen Duffy, unusual, unlike him. It goes out over the sideline up the field, about 45 yards out from the Gers goal. Stephen Hurley again in possession. Dean Healy goes to tackle, does tackle, turns over the ball. Surely Stephen Hurley touches on the ground. Massive pressure from the Patsman.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no time out there to be dwelling on the ball. Like, you've got to move it, you've got to get out there. There's 2-3 guys swarming in on you. Dean Healy, no problem to him there to get a hand in to knock you over and take the ball off you.
Ball is taken quickly from Conor French to John Crowe. Back to Conor French. A high ball inside to Tommy Kelly. Oh, it's a free out. A free out. Both men seem to be having a tug, but the back gets the benefit there. Kieran Hyland. Ball taken quickly by Mervyn Travers. Popped outside. As far as Darragh Fitz, I think, is it? He's marching up the field. Ball on toe. Gives it to James Tyrrell. Fitz takes it back off him right underneath the stand. 45 yards out from his own goal, pumps a long ball in as far as Carl Keller. Again a brilliant hand in from Wayne Doyle. A heavy clash of bodies there. Conor French gets up, walks away. Carl Keller shakes himself and gets up and walks away, and it's a free to Pats.
Possibly a little chat here, is there? No,
I think it was just momentum. There was nothing in it. He was going full belt for the ball in as far as Podge McWalter pops the ball back out here as far as Conor French crosses the middle of the field, pops a good ball inside to Paul O'Brien, ever willing, strong running Paul O'Brien, gives it back to Conor French is having a real
starting to push up the field
this game. He's starting to take control. John Crowe across the middle of the field between the 45 and the 65. Crowe turns his man again, pirouettes, does really well. Lovely little ball inside as far as Brian Doyle. Doyle number 19 out under the scoreboard, 21 yards out, turns his man, has a little bit of time. He's gobbled up though. Brilliant play, and Andy Maher takes the ball away from Andy Maher. Charges down underneath the stand. Podge McWalter goes over to count, but Jack Hamilton has come with him. McWalter does well, makes him think about it. Paul popped into Hamilton. Hamilton finds Stephen Hurley. They're stopped now 65 yards out from the town goal, but it's back with Chris O'Brien. O'Brien drives a long ball in, a good ball in. It's on the ground, but again it's that man Wayne Doyle comes out with the ball, and Cathal Keller again out in front doesn't win primary possession. That's the name of the game here today. Stephen Duffy pops the ball to Dean Healy in the middle of the field, breaks through 2 tackles. Healy, strong running, brilliant play. He's looking for someone to give it to, gives it back to Duffy. Duffy has Paul O'Brien over here right underneath the Pats dugout. Paul O'Brien solos again, turns, looks, gives it to Duffy, probably in a little bit of trouble. Duffy breaks a tackle, strong running from Duffy. Brilliant ball across the field, diagonal ball. Tommy Kelly gets it down, does he? No, Hyland does really well again. Kieran Hyland does really well again. He's fouled by Tommy Kelly, and there'll be a chat here with Tommy Kelly. Is it persistent fouling?
Like, I mean, you look at the last 3 balls that Arklow have left in, like long ball into the full forward line have been lost. They've been turned over in the last 3. Hyland is doing a great job on Tommy Kelly so far. He's probably took the last 2-3 balls off him. But Pats have a huge second option. Like, I mean, their second option is their running game, and it's working really, really well.
But even those balls, Tommy Kelly has actually near enough been in possession.
Yeah, near enough.
Only he's not gathering.
If you can keep that going, Tommy's head will drop.
He will. But if you keep enough ball in, he'll get 1 or 2 that he'll do damage with as well.
I suppose the point is Pats have something to fall back on, or to, their first port of call, which is the running game. Arklow haven't got a running game going yet.
Ball breaks inside. Cathal Keller was the man again, but that man Conor French sitting in the pocket mops things up again, gives it to John Crowe with 24 and a half minutes gone. It's 5 points to Pats. A brilliant ball from Crowe, finds Stephen Duffy in space. Duffy will settle himself. He doesn't. He takes Andrew Maher out of step. Chance for Duffy over to Tommy Kelly. Kelly slips at the vital time. Brilliant play by Kieran Hyland to get back. He's injured again. Foots it along the ground. Out as far as Andrew Maher gets the ball. Back to Kerwin. Back to Andrew Maher. He comes out with the ball. Big let off for the Gers there. A massive let off. They've only 1 score on the board after 25 minutes. The game has stopped. Hyland is down again.
He's in serious trouble, and this could be trouble for AGB here.
He's actually keeping a minute back there.
He's keeping a minute back there, yeah.
But 5 points to Pats, 1 to the Gers. We're just saying 1 point after 25 minutes in the county final has to be a worry again.
Huge worry. Like, I mean, as I said, they've lost the last 3 balls in. Before that, they've had a couple of wides from kind of legs thrown on the ball from kind of awkward angles. You look at the opposite there. Stephen Duffy got a ball in clear space, but out to the left. He had time to take a solo and to shoot. We all thought he was going to shoot, but he sells a dummy and goes straight in on the goal again.
Yeah, but like another day, Tommy Kelly'd have to hand the roof and net or tapped in. Like, it's in his head here, lads. You know what I mean? Like, that's 4 or 5 times now we've been turned over. So, the seed has been planted there with him as well.
What's that? The seed of doubt, is it?
Yeah.
No, Hyland's doing a great job on him, an absolutely great job on him. And look, we probably talked this year about lads that might come out of the club scene into the inter-county scene. Like, I mean, and Tommy Kelly all day is that guy. But it's that next step up. There is an inter-county back in the twilight of his career.
And to be fair,
and if we want him to shine for Wicklow this year, he's going to have to get used to that sort of.
He needs to be scoring the 1, 2 or 3 again, the likes of Hyland.
Like, if you're Kieran Hyland, you have to be shouting at the lads outside you as well, lads. There's too much of it coming in here. Carl Curran carries the ball down underneath the stand, crosses the 65 into the 45. He's still going at the 21. Ball into Chris O'Brien. Again, it's broken down by this Pats defence. They're so good at breaking up play. Ball was given to Brian Doyle. Doyle found Matthew Trainer out as far as John Crowe. Crowe pops a little ball up the line as far as Paddy Kane, and they march away. Pats march away. He turns back. He resets. He comes back across his own 65. Pops a ball into Dean Healy. Healy takes control. Puts the ball in his toe. Bang in the middle of the field now. Healy again puts down the boot. Turns back. He has men all over the place. It's that man Conor French. French charges forward with the ball. Philip Gleeson faces him up. French is on the 45. He has Shane Murley outside him. 6 and 3 deep into that pass. Gives it as far as Paddy O'Kane. O'Kane doesn't get the ball. It wasn't a great pass, and it's broken down by Dara Fitz. But Pats are pulling all the strings here at the minute.
Pulling all the strings. Look, I'm going to go to a well-worn discussion. We've had it all year. There is my man of the year at inter-county football for us is Dara Fitzgerald. He's been anonymous here today. Look, Gers need this guy in the game. They just need him taking control, getting in on the ball, influence the game, bringing the lads around him with him.
Do what you're good at.
A loose kick from Carol Curran out to Andy Maher. Maher slips, can't get him in play. That's the last thing they want. They had 4 or 5 men to take that ball. He's gone diagonal 50 yards across the field, puts his man under pressure with a poor pass.
We'll be able to change it at the minute. Chris O'Brien's gone full forward and Stephen Hurley's come out.
JP Hurley.
JP Hurley has come out, sorry.
Yeah, and that's John Crowe's doing. I'd say John Crowe took Chris O'Brien in the middle of the field there, and he manned it really well. But Podge McWalter goes hard, wins that 50-50 ball. Brilliant play, gets as far as Dean Healy. Healy charges forward, no one comes to Healy. Healy sets himself up, but he's kicked it wide, and he should have 2 scores on the board now, Dean Healy.
Yeah, that's
a massive hit have to go on in here with Butcher and Podge McWalter, and Butcher's down now. I'd say he's had to get in a serious collision.
All eyes on the ball, but look, that's sometimes you get.
Look, in fairness to Podge McWalter, he was always going to win that. He just, you'd want to be 60-40 in a ball against Podge McWalter to win it.
28 and a half minutes gone here. St Patrick's Wicklow Town, the reigning champions, 5 points. Arklow Ballymoney 1 point here. We have an injury to Philip Gleeson. He's being attended to. Again, we'd like to thank Murphy's Liquidation Furniture for their sponsorship throughout the year. They've been a big help.
Small little company trying to get half the ground. So we're looking for a little bit of help.
I thought you meant Murphy's Liquidation Furniture.
I know, us.
There was no need to say that.
No, us.
No such thing as bad publicity, lads.
No.
So, here we go.
Decent
Look,
look anyway.
we spoke about the change there. Chris O'Brien going into full forward, and it's probably there's no. Well, the ball is going in. It's not good, but they're playing with an orthodox full forward line, a 3-man full forward line. Cathal Kelleher and Philip
Healy
Healy.
has gone in now, and Cathal Kelleher's come out.
High ball to the middle of the field again. Brilliantly taken by Stephen Hurley. Wins his mark, pops the ball as far as Andy Marr. Marr wearing number 7, looks around. He's kind of corralled by 2 Pats men. No doubt those 2 men are Dean Healy and Paul O'Brien. But Marr puts down the boot.
Two hops is after getting away with that.
Got away with 2 hops, but he's still going. He's fouled and a free in, and a brilliant play by Andy Marr. 2 hops or no 2 hops.
Yeah, no, brilliant play.
He took them on. He had to take them on.
And he's gone into that area that we've been talking about Pat's doing. He's driven into the D. You know, if you get fouled there, it's every day of the week. It's a point, a free over the bar. But it's the first bit of that we've seen from Pat's in the last 15-20 minutes.
Anyone here how long additional time is going to be? 3 minutes of additional time. The 30 are up. We're into the 10 second of the first minute. It's that man Philip Healy kicks it high and kicks it over the bar. Probably not the return they wanted from the first 30 minutes, but they're still within 3 points here. 5 points to Pats, 2 points to Arklow Ballymoney. Shane Doyle goes back to take the kick out, gets the ball under his arm and comes out. Gers are still banging this one.
They're banging it, and they're doing okay against a better team, but you need to do more than okay. You need to do more than okay to beat them.
Shane Doyle takes the kick out, lobs it to the middle of the field, a clatter of men under, ball breaks. This time it breaks as far as JP Hurley. Hurley gets the ball, gets it back to Philip Gleeson, none the worse for his knock. That's a high ball in on top of Chris O'Brien, but he's 45 yards up by the time he collects it. O'Brien is Matthew trainer for company, collides with one of his own men. Good tackle by John Crowe. Ball is batted away by a Gers man. Heavy pressure again from the Pats defence. They're so good at breaking up that play. They're one of the best in the county. They are the best in the county. Paul O'Brien don't lose the ball, lucky to win it back. Just hops his way, gets it back to John Crowe. Crowe has a look up, goes across the field. Connor French takes that ball off him. French turns, comes back to Duffy, goes lateral again as far as Paddy O'Kane, but they have a man outside in an acre of space to find him. That man is Kieran Doyle. Doyle takes the ball, puts it on his toe, goes forward, pulls back up though. It looked like a high tackle on Doyle. He continues on, he gets his advantage. Back to Paddy O'Kane. He'll give it to Stephen Duffy surely. Duffy takes control of this one. He has John Crowe at this side of the field. Pats now are just trying to drag the Gers left and right, trying to stretch the defence. Crowe runs hard at the defence. Again he breaks the tackle, but the shot off his right boot is high and goes right out under the scoreboard and drops away to the right hand side of the post. Another wide. How many wides is that for Pats? 3 wides for Pats, 2 for Arklow Ballymoney. We've a minute to go in injury time here at the end of the first half in what has been a cracking game so far, but it's Pats to the good, 3 points to the good here. Mervyn Travers is the ball in the tee in front of the goal. He eyes up where he wants to put it. 2 Gers men over here if they can get the ball, but the ball breaks down as far as Dean Healy. Healy takes that ball. Oh, Kieran McGehigan in a load of space over this side of the field. The strong running McGehigan, he'll take him on again. He will take him on. He takes on Carl Curran. Curran though stands him up, does really well. McGehigan needs help. Has that 2 hops as well as McGehigan gets the ball. Oh, saved by Mervyn Travers. A brilliant save by Travers. Tries to get away. Andy Marr is back there again. Gives it out to Kieran Hyland. Hyland has a look up. Pops the ball up the line here as far as Stephen Hurley. Hurley takes this ball on. This will be a great time to get a score if you're Gers. In as far as Philip Gleeson. Gleeson takes the ball. Breaks the tackle. Has a look. Pops it outside to Chris O'Brien, who's come further out the field. Has he? No, it's Dara Fitz. It's not, it's Jack Hamilton. Hamilton is had, but he was he going in, down? Or
we're into the rugby territory, but you know, the mitigating circumstances.
It's down to what Anton Nolan makes of this now.
Yeah, no, but look at Chris O'Brien was heading to the ground. Like, I don't think he could really call it. It's a high tackle.
Yeah.
You know, he's having a chat with him, so possibly a yellow card, but there's nothing.
I don't think it's any more. So Connor French, look, it was an innocuous tackle. If nothing else, we're waiting on Anto's decision here. He's writing down. We'll get the flick of the wrist now and see what it is. It's yellow.
You can hear the echo coming up from the Gerald Line's dugout down there.
Yeah, look, it's one of them. Bit
of French.
You don't want to see. You don't want to see anyone sent off for that anyway.
No.
You know what I mean? So 5 points to 2 here. We've Jack Hamilton.
I say you were just saying that because I say you were I wouldn't say on the receiving end of a few of them. I say you were deliverer in your day now, Emmett.
No one ever slipped where I was.
All right.
I always had the ball. I was never going after it. Anyone that had believed that. But anyway, Stephen Hurley takes the free, gets it in as far as Kyle Kelleher. Kelleher gives it back to Carl Kerwin. Kerwin's turn to go forward now. He goes forward really well. Little one to it, Dara Fitz. Kerwin tries to turn back onto his right peg. Gives it to Dara Fitz. Fitz will have a go from here. Seem to get a really good connection with that. It's high. It's over the bar. It's 5 points to 3 here. A tonic of a score at the end of the first half. That's surely the last play here. We're 34 and a half minutes in. Surely the last play. It's 5 points to Pats, 3 to Arklow Gers. He'll call for the ball.
I think he looks like he's going to call up for a chat.
Look, a fantastic first half here. 2 players on the ground back here.
Any trouble here?
I don't think so. That's
Pat's talking to him over the
far side. He's in trouble here. Is the saw right up? Yeah. He kicked back out. 2 of them were tangled on the ground. He was getting up and he kicked back.
Kieran Kenny has gone over.
Big call here, lads. Big call.
If he calls him over, he's going to the line.
Well, straight away, the linesman was talking to him.
Well, I'm going to say a mouthful here now. If that happened with Kieran Kenny refereeing the match, it wouldn't be a red card.
Right.
Okay.
No, that's.
Well, he's not refereeing it.
I know, but he's given the information.
No, going to be not.
No, judging by the walk of John Crowe, he knows there's nothing coming out of it, I don't think.
Talking to his umpires here now.
See? He wouldn't listen.
Well, we are listening. We have no choice in the matter but to listen to you. You're right beside
you have every choice.
I know. Oh, you think it's right crack now. Where we go now?
He's calling him now after all this. Well, then he could be in trouble here, like John Crowe.
There's a big trouble here.
I'd say he's gone.
Like, this is off the ball and he's called him over. It's a red only.
Oh, lads. It's nothing or a red light.
That's it. I didn't see it. I'm not going to say that.
Well, I don't think it was anything. If it's a yellow at most.
Situation, I think that like the yellow's a bit of a cop out for me.
There's nothing in it. There's absolutely nothing in it. The half-time whistle. I just didn't think it even warranted what we're after putting up with the last 2 minutes for.
Why yellow? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's nothing or
red like.
Casey heads for the ref, being told to go away, proper order. What has he gone in there for? You have no business to go in and talk to the ref. You don't, let him off. Get your head in the game and get your team into the dressing room and get away from the referee.
Look, for my money, I suppose, we've watched Arklow over the last few weeks. Their second half has been their strongest each time. Have they got it in them now to bring it out? I think they do. They've got a little score at the end of the game. Dara Fitz, our man, needs to get in on this and he's got a score from play. Hopefully that brings about a change. Pats, as you said, they've only 5 points from play, but very much the dominant team.
4 goal chances in my book.
Yeah, 4 goal chances. They can't, so Arklow can't keep opening the door like that to them.
The pressure is on AGB. They've lost 5 of their own kickouts. Ball has been turned over 19 times here by Pats, 20 times by the Gerlines. But 4 marks around the middle of the field. 4 marks for a Pats and 2 for the Gerlines. It's evenly matched. It's a good battle here. It's a very, very good battle.
Very good battle, and I mean, as we said, the Gers have come storming into their last 2 games in the second half. Now we're going to find out 10 minutes into this half. We're going to find out, who.
The Gers young lads coming out for the halftime match, they must be all about 5 or 6 years old or doing press-ups before the game.
Well, the best of good. Well, they better do them now because when they get to my age and my size, they won't be able to do them. But I just go back to the match. I think we're in for a crack, but we will find out 10 minutes into this second half whether the last 2 games have taken their toll on this Gers team. But that's when you were going to see.
It's going to take few heads here as well and game management, and not trying to condone dirt in the game. You've 2 big men here now on yellow cards for Pats. You've Healy and you've Crowe. Right, you know what I mean? Connor French. So there's your 3, your central channel there now at the minute. So get into them, get at him. You know what I mean? Don't try to torment him. If you get run at him and 1 or 2 little drags like that, you're going to be done for consecutive fouling here. You're gone. You're taking the old march off the field
That's it. Look, we're just the Ballymoney, I think the 94 intermediate football champions are about to get their 17 or their 25-year award, so we're just going to take a break for 10 minutes. We'll be back to you as soon as we can with the second half here. Make sure and tune back in. Cracking second half in prospect. We're back here in Auckland for the second half of the Senior Football Championship Final for 2019. St Patrick's Wicklow down 5 points, the Gers 3 points. It's been a cracking first half, even though it's been low scoring. Both teams feeling one another out. The Gers probably lucky to be within 2, John, but they'll take it all day.
Yeah, look, if there's one thing that Pats have would be looking back, and they've had a lot of chances and a lot of unconverted chances. Like we did talk about their ability to get into that position, but probably uncharacteristically they've missed quite a few in the second half of the first half. Look, but they are still there. Like, I mean, it's Arklow have to work this out. You know, not Pats at the moment.
Wait for the ball to be thrown in.
25 is in for
Cal Kelly, I'd say. Is it Danny O'Hart, according to this? Danny O'Hart is in for.
Not Danny O'Hart anyway.
No.
So we're gonna hold
But the ball is about to be thrown in here. Someone gone in and went back. Yeah. The two hurleys are in the middle of the field, lined up against John Crow. And
5-0 stepping around under us here.
Here we go. The game is on. The ball is in and the game is on. Ball breaks out to the middle of the field. But Connor French takes this ball, charging forward, 45 yards out from the town goal. Still ball on toe. He solos up a bit high, but he gets it so much of the guy. Hanky tries to get it inside the ball. Right. Carl Carwin gets back, mops it up, takes it back across his own square. Little bit of a let off there. Again, an unconverted chance from Pats. No shot to goal. Jack Hamilton takes the ball. Man free on the stand at the far side. That man is Cormac O'Shea.
JP Hurley.
It's JP Hurley, sorry. He takes the ball, pumps a long ball inside to Philip Healy. Healy takes the ball out in front of Murley.
Oh, trouble.
And Cathal Kelleher was charging.
That's a shocking tackle. We made allowance in the first half for a high tackle. There's no allowance for that. That was a terrible tackle.
So Shane Murley, hand out again, ball laid off, man coming through, and Murley could be in trouble here. Is another yellow card? This will be
the 5th yellow card for Pats now.
All central players.
Yeah, as we were told at half time with Kieran Reid, and Tommy Kelly's on one as well, on top of John Crow, Dean Healy, Conor French, and now fullback Shane Murley.
Down the middle, ball is taken quick. Ball is kicked in.
Kieran O'Shea has gone into wing back, and Andy Mars pushed up the centre half forward with Philip Cleese.
Comes back out right under the scoreboard, comes back out to Kyle Kelleher. Kelleher kicks with his left foot, swings it high and swings it over the bar. And it's the first blood of the second half is to the Gers. It's a 1 point game here. 5 points to Pats. 4 to the Gers. Chance on one end, no shot on goal. John back up and a good score for the Gers.
Good score for the Gers, and it gets them moving into the second half. We had a little chat at half time, and Tubber said, and he probably not wrong, you have 4 yellow cards there. You know, this is proper men's senior
ball
football.
Breaks in the middle of the field. It's Podge McWalter. McWalter between the 45 and the 65 breaks down along the line. He needs support. There's 2 men there with ball is given inside. Paddy O'Kane breaks 2 tackles, does really well. He's right on the 21 down at this side underneath the dressing room. Gives the ball back to McWalter. McWalter finds Stephen Duffy. Duffy, the captain, tries a bomb from 45 yards out, but it's gone way to the right and way wide, sorry. And 2 minutes gone here. It's a 1 point game. Unlike Duffy, really, to take a pop at that.
Unlike him, yeah, well, he tends to go for 1 or 2 in the game, but you need to be on your game to do it. He's been quiet again today. He was quiet the last day.
That is a small bit of panic as well. It's 17 minutes in the first half since the last time Pats got their score.
Kick out from Irvin Travers. He goes long underneath the stand, ball out on top of Carl Kerwin. He won't thank him for that. It's gone out over the line. Kieran McGehigan picks up the ball. He's 45 yards out, stand side. Kicks a nice little ball in as far as Wayne Dial, but the ball breaks it, or Brian Dial breaks inside, and Tyrrell is there to mop it up. Is he fouled by Stephen Duffy? No, he's not. Hassel there, brilliantly hassled. The ball is turned over. Brian Dial takes it to where 19, gives it to John Crow. Crow marches forward with the ball again. He has a man outside. That man is Stephen Duffy. Duffy dummies the solo this time, drives his boot through it again, but this time it's gone high and it's gone wide again, and 2 in a row for Stephen Duffy. Is there a little bit of panic in the Pats ranks? 3 minutes gone here. It's a 1 point game. St Patrick's 5 points. Arklow Gers Ballymoney 4 points. We wait to kick out. He's gone short. He's gone as far as Dara Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald deep in his own half, exchanges passes with James Tyrrell. Gives the ball back out here as far as the number 25, who is one of the O'Sheas. We said Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea gives the ball to Jack Hamilton. Hamilton gives the ball into Andy Marr. Marr has a look up. It's out to Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea has a look again. Goes back across the field. It's all gone a little bit static, but Pats filter back into their positions. Cathal Kelleher gets the ball rolling again, gives the ball to JB Hurley. Hurley steps, has a look. He's 2 men on his case. Dean Healy tries to tackle, does really well, but Hurley does really well. Stands up, kicks the ball with his left foot. It goes out though, hops high for the wet sod that's in it, and it's that man Wayne Dial. Dial takes the ball out of defence, but gives a 50-50 ball. Podge McWalter does everything he can to get to it. It's a line ball, and he's dead right. He's dead right.
Came off
Podge McWalter last, but it was a poor enough pass. Left McWalter with too much to do. 4 minutes gone here. Dara Fitz takes a quick kick, gives it back as far as Stephen Hurley. Hurley wearing number 9 here, right underneath, gives it to James Tyrrell. Tyrrell goes all across the field. Kieran O'Shea and Kieran Hyland come storming up the field. Tommy Kelly doesn't follow him, he leaves him to Kieran McGehigan. McGehigan tries to close him off. Hyland gets out under the stand between the 45 and the 65, gives the ball in here as far as Carl Kelleher. Kelleher runs strong at the defence, gives it into Kieran O'Shea. Ball spills from his grasp. Paul O'Brien does really well to get back and win the dirty ball, but he's turned over, he's fouled, and it's all very tentative on both sides here at the minute. Pats have the ball at the top of the D. It's Brian Doyle, ball in hand. Or Wayne Doyle, sorry, ball in hand, gives the ball out to Conor French. French puts the ball on his toe again, marches forward, gives it to Paul O'Brien, who pops it out to Stephen Duffy. Late tackle there, look late. Play on, says the referee. Conor French goes forward, tries to break through 2 tackles. It's a free in. Carol Kerwin and Stephen Hurley combined at a foul there. Have we a late tackle there by James Tyrrell on Paul O'Brien?
It was marginal. I think he was kind of half committed to it.
He's calling him.
This is.
I think he was.
It could be black carpet here, yeah.
Potentially.
If you're going to go with the letter of the law, this is black carpet.
And if there's a man that will go by the letter of it, Anto does, in fairness, because he's very consistent and stuff like that.
And just looking.
Yellow.
Card.
He's gone yellow
again.
We're just looking there. See the way Kieran Hyland broke out the field, right, and up the field. Kelly stayed
That's
where
what
he
I said
was.
about Healy marking.
Yeah, and the same thing like we're talking about, and Healy having to track back.
Yeah.
But like you let McGehigan went and followed him, and
that's
Kelly stayed back.
And that's it surprised me after the 2 days with the Goose in Blessington that they haven't worked a plan like that. You know, just to like, because he's not going to live all day going up and down the field like that after someone. You know, and Tommy Kelly won't either. So obviously there's a plan in place for that. Stephen Duffy, he's about 46 yards out, 10 yards in from the press box side here.
Measuring tape.
Deadly on his left foot, lobs this one high. That
good.
looks like
That
a
looks
massive
good.
kick. It's a big kick right under the crossbar. Chance, shot, saved by Mervyn Travers. I think it's Dean Healy was in there, battles his way out, and a big let off.
Big moment,
I think
big
Dean
moment.
should have just swung a boohad maybe. He tried to pick it up in traffic, but the ball was out.
Great there, caught under the sun.
Kieran O'Shea
pulled out
heavy
one of the crossbar, but went onto the ground. Dean Healy in, pulled the boot on the first time. Great save from Travers, and they've got worked it out the field. Big moment.
Big moment. Dara Fitz in possession. The ball is only at the top of the D. Oh! Terrible hammers. Tommy Kelly surely pulled back. Twist, turns. Is he fouled? No, he hops the ball. He tries to break. Gets back to Dean Healy. Healy will have to recycle. 5, 6, 7 men around him. One hand too much. I think he might. He's moved it up. The Gers have protested a little bit too much. He's moved the ball in front of the goal, and there's just a swarm of players. It's hard to see. Someone, Anto, obviously seen something.
Yeah, just a bit of over enthusiastic tackling.
Yeah, just one hand there in the wrong place.
Adrenaline after winning one tackle and turning it over. Adrenaline took him in and swarmed him up, and they were a little bit overzealous there with their tackling. They could have just backed off there, you know, because they had him swarmed.
Overzealous, I like it. Word of the day. Brilliant. 7 minutes gone here. Stephen Duffy with the easiest of tasks off his left foot. Kicks it high, kicks it over the bar. 6 points to St Pats, 4 points to Arklow Gers. This game is on a knife edge. Again, it's Pats playing a lot of ball down at this end, though, John. But they're not really getting a return for their possession.
Not really getting it. I was going to compliment Arklow on it. They've come out with a bit more energy in the second half. We'll see how Andy Marr goes at centre half forward. He's moved very far up the field. He's standing out from the 25 yards from the goal, which is effectively now got 4 men in the full forward line for Arklow.
James Tyrrell takes a quick kick out, pops the ball in as far as Carl Kerwin. Kerwin is faced by Paul O'Brien. O'Brien lets him pass it out to Kieran O'Shea. Kerwin takes it back. John Crowe goes to tackle. Out to Dara Fitz. Good play by Gers. Rotating the ball through the hands. Brilliant play. Fitz takes on his 9. He's only 65 yards out. Sells a dummy. Slips himself in the middle of the dummy. He has a look, slows things down, goes back as far as Stephen Hurley in the middle of the field. Plays a good ball out as far as Cathal Kelleher. Kelleher's seen a lot of ball, but he's a long way out from the goal. He takes on Kieran Doyle. Doyle marshals him. He's gone by Kieran Doyle. Good play there. It's a foul on him. Advantage coming and a free in to Arklow Gers, and Kieran Doyle.
They need more of that. That's the second one of those this half. Driving in at Pats. Do the Pats what they're doing to you. Ask the question. Draw the fouls.
The dummy here, though, and look at the little bit of sleepy foot, but that was absolutely gorgeous there. Dara Fitz there.
Getting into it more this half.
But they worked the ball really well through the hands there as well. I think they're growing in confidence in this game. And Philip Healy just to the right hand side of the D, kicking into the Herbst end, 21 yards out, slots that one over. We're back to a 1 point game. 8 minutes and 45 seconds gone here. It's 6 points to Pats, 5 points to Arklow Gers Ballymoney. Game on a knife edge, a real battle here as the light, won't say it's starting to fade, it's just gone a little bit dark overhead, and Kieran Doyle or Shane Doyle kicks this one out, goes long down the middle of the field. Our body's under, but Stephen Hurley wins it. Hurley is tackled by Kieran Doyle. Foul. Cathal Kelleher takes it quick, pops the ball into Chris O'Brien. O'Brien is Matthew Trainer for company. Tried to offload a little quick hand pass, didn't work, but Chris O'Brien is back out under the stand, 45 yards out. He has possession, no one has pushed up on him. This is dangerous probably for Pats, but again McGettigan gets back, corrals him. Andy Marr tries one with the outside of the right foot. What a score from Andy Marr, a wonderful score. It's 6 points all, and that is a fantastic
That's a
score.
fabulous score. He's been good for 1 or 2 of them in the last 3 games. He gets an absolutely fabulous score on his right foot from the right hand side of the field out to the touchline, and absolutely that's an
majestic score. The kick out goes short, goes as far as Matthew Trainer charges out with the ball. He's fouled, he wins, he's free, he has a look, he's looking for somewhere to kick it. Pats taken quick as far as Shane Murley right underneath the press box, gives the ball to Stephen Duffy now the captain, back with 45 yards of his own goal, taps the ball on his toe. Tyrrell is pushed right up on him again. No movement from Pats. How often have we said that? Not very often in the whole year. Trainer doing dummies, gives and goes, marches out through one tackle, takes it to another tackle. He's in trouble here. Oh, he got a free out.
Lucky enough there.
But again,
this is Arklows time now. This is Arklows time in this game.
Pats look a little bit rattled.
Taking Everton, Pats can throw at them for the first time. You don't often see Stephen Duffy, as you said, not looking composed on the ball. He'd nowhere to go there. This is Arklows time now.
But the 50-50 balls are not working. They're winning. Gers are winning all these balls now. Hamilton done really well there. Free as one. Stephen Hurley goes quick, gets the ball in as far as Cormac O'Shea. O'Shea turns his man, but he's turned over. Well turned over by the Pats backs. Paddy O'Kane gets that ball, steps out, pops it to John Crowe. Crowe has a look, steps through one tackle, put solos up as far as the 65. Again, there's a number of Gers men around him, a hand in again from the Gers. Stephen Duffy piles through, ball breaks to James Tyrrell. Tyrrell tries to get out, Murley goes for it, Stephen Hurley wins it. Oh, everything is on the line here. Tyrrell is tackled by Dean Healy, pops it back as far as Philip Healy, who's almost on his own 45. Ball goes out to Dara Fitz. The crowd roar, the big Arklow crowd roar as Fitz passes the middle of the field. He pops the ball inside to Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea goes long into the corner for Andy Marr. Marr finds a pocket of space, almost where he scored from the last time. He has a look, he'll come back out, he'll recycle, he gets it out as far as JP Hurley breaks one tackle, gives it into Andy Marr again. Marr twists and turns. Pats, have they got men back? Gives it to JP Hurley kicks it high, but the crowd will tell you it's gone to the right of the post.
Again, needed more. They worked so hard.
Head up 2 seconds earlier. Andy Marr went through on goal. Connor French had let him go. He got away from him. The ball into him just took him away from going over underneath the scoreboard side. And like the backs were delighted because you could regroup.
If this is their time, they've got to score that. Like, I mean, you look, JP Hurley's a great footballer. He's had a good few games, the last few games. He's got to put that one over the bar.
12 minutes gone here, level game in Ockram, 6 points apiece with Pats and Arklow Ballymoney. A big hoof again from Shane Doyle, goes all the way to the middle of the field. Healy is under, but the break falls to Stephen Hurley. They're not winning any breaks now. Pats around the middle, kicked in. Chris O'Brien right underneath the scoreboard between the 14 and the end line. He has Matthew Trainer for company. He's shepherded by Trainer. He twists, he turns, he goes around him, but he's got around him on the inside. Chance here for Chris O'Brien to gain along the end. He pops the ball back, but just does enough. The cornerback Paddy O'Kane just does enough. It's picked up by Paul O'Brien. O'Brien brings the ball out to his own 14, out about 10 yards in from the sideline here again as Hamilton does well. Him and Padge McWater is done for block.
Picking it off the ground. He won't be happy with that. They're having a right battle. Jack Hamilton is playing out of his skin here, and he's doing really well. Picked up where he left off the last day against Arklow. He's playing absolutely fabulous. We talked about the battles. Those lads really showing up for Arklow here, I have to say. It's a second half performance again, same as the last 2 games.
Philip Healy coming out to take this now.
Philip Healy coming out.
This is a big kick.
It's about
to lift the roof off the stand, lads, if this goes off.
Philip Healy sets himself. He's about 10 yards in from the sideline, right at the Pat's dugout. He's about 2 yards inside the 45, which is 43 yards. He swings his right boot, but from here that's gone high and it's gone wide, and again it's another chance. Maybe a give and go there was probably, it's easy saying.
Probably better. I didn't like the look when he was standing over. I don't think he was standing like a man that could slot these every day of the week. It was a big ask of any free taker there. But
tough kick now, a tough kick, and he was looking for Dara Fitz to try and make a run, and he only made a kind of a half run and stopped. So Delahunt coming in here now.
Johnny Delahunt is coming. There's 2 subs coming in. Jordan Pettigrew, I'd say, is it, and Johnny Delahunt.
Kieran McGettigan is one of them, I'd say, is going to go, is he? Yeah,
looks like it. McGettigan
and
Doyle up corner forward, is it? Yeah. Sorry, not
the sub that came on, is
sub
it?
that came on, Brian Doyle, yeah.
Brian Doyle is going off, and Kieran McGettigan is going off as well.
Look, it shows that there's a bit of concern on that Pat's bench there at the moment. I saw Casey and Gary Duffy having a chat earlier on. Haven't seen too much of that this year. You know, it looked like two men that were, two men having a good look at what was going on out there. They can see Arklow in this game now. So many times this year, by this stage, Pats have shook teams off.
Shane Doyle, a massive kick down the field, but there's only one man under, it's JP Hurley. They've taken over the middle of the field there.
Like the second half and all the other games, they're taking over in midfield.
Andy Marr draws the foul again. A brilliant play by Marr and Wayne Doyle.
Like AGB couldn't buy a kick out in the first half. Couldn't buy one, and here they are, they're winning them, you know.
Like we mentioned John Crowe the second half
That
barely,
was,
you know, and he had midfield to himself almost in the first half. But Andy Marr, is it to kick this one?
Off the ground.
Off the ground. Marr, he's about 7 or 8 yards in from the sideline. He's about 32 or 3 yards out. Drives the ball, it's going across the goal, but it's going to carry a hand on it, breaks back out. Good play there by the cornerback is Paddy Kane. Kane does really well. Marr charges out the ball, he's fouled there. Fouled by Dara Fitz, probably the right place to foul him, keeping Pat's pin back in. A bit of cuteness setting in from the Gers as well, and that's a loose pass, but Hodge McWalter will get to it. McWalter all the way back in his own 45, gets it to Dean Healy. Healy charges through the middle of the field, he's converged on by 2 or 3 Pats players. Ball, it's a loose hand pass enough. It is a free in though, it's a free. Dealey was fouled after the ball. The free is from the 45, straight in front of the goal. Tommy Kelly takes the ball under his arm. Himself and Stephen Duffy had a chat. Kelly is going to kick this one, and you know, Pats need their runners now. They need Conor French, Dean Healy and these lads to get into this game, because like we've 15 minutes to go here, 14 minutes to go, level game, and maybe if this goes over, you might have the weather to be of a storm from Gers, or you know.
McBride about to enter the fray here now for Gerlings.
Tommy Kelly kicks that ball high, but it's gone to the right and wide, and it's still a level game here.
So no, they haven't weathered the storm.
No, they haven't weathered it. The answer is right.
No, but listen, you're right, it is a storm. Arklow absolutely taking the second half by storm, and more credit to them.
They have in the last 3 games, as we kept saying. Like are they just timing their run?
Dara McBride wearing 22 will come in.
Made
for
a big impact the last day. Come on for the last few
Who will
minutes.
go, lads? Will it be Philip Healy? Okay. Number 10. Cormac O'Shea is coming off.
Number 22, Dara McBride, replaces number 10, Cormac O'Shea.
Well, it is. Oh, wow,
I was just watching there. Philip Healy kind of was assuming it was him. He was just starting to make the walk up to the halfway. He's a bit surprised to see Cormac O'Shea.
Highland between his own 14 or 21 and 45 solos. Loses it. Has time to get back. James Tyrrell takes that ball out of trouble, but Kieran Doyle has read it really well. Picks off the pass, comes inside as far as Hodge McWalter. McWalter waits, gathers the ball really well. Kieran Doyle again settles down. Duffy all on his own under the stand, 45 yards out. Duffy carries it inside the 45. He's heading for the 21, but he launches the ball across, and an aimless kick across the face of the goal from Stephen Duffy. Very unlike him. That wasn't a shot or a pass, because definitely wasn't a pass, because there was no one there.
No.
Duffy turned wide in the second half.
Stephen Duffy with 3 wides now in the second half.
Pats are rattled. Pats are rattled out here.
Pressure is on. Nervy moments.
Oh, quick kick out. Oh, it's just what you didn't want. Mervyn Travers went short to Carl Kerwin. The ball goes out at the 21 over on the stand side. Stephen Duffy shows for the ball again. Duffy pops the ball in here as far as Jordan Pettigrew. Pettigrew stoops and the ball gives it back to Paddy O'Kane. Pops the ball into Duffy again. He's still looking for the ball. He's not shying away. Back out to Pettigrew. Pettigrew dummies, hops, has a look. He has Tyrrell for company. Into Padge McWalter. McWalter gets the ball on his right foot. McWalter kicks it high, and McWalter kicks it off the bar.
Massive settling score for them. Like when I saw Stephen Duffy on the ball there, he would have took a shot any other day, but his confidence obviously down. He was looking for someone to give a hand pass off.
He's not shirking though. He's still looking for that ball. He's still trying to pick it up.
No, absolutely.
He didn't take the shot fair enough, but again, big men. Padge McWalter, probably not one of his greatest days in Arklow, but he stands up and he kicks a really important score for Pats. 18.5 minutes gone. Pats are 7 points. Arklow Gers are 6. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. It breaks to the wrong man for the Gers though. Steen Healy charges through. Was he pulled back? Gives the ball to Jordan Pettigrew. Oh, Pettigrew as the ball kicks it high over the bar, but it's brought back for a free right at the top of the D, and Pats have turned a little bit of a tide in the last half a minute.
Tide, yeah. You talked about weather in the storm earlier, so they've a point from Podge McWalter and one from the edge of the D right in front of the goal here for Stephen Duffy. You'd fancy him to put this one over.
Andy Marr trots back down the field. They've obviously told Andy to try and come back and lift the siege a bit. The Gers,
Stephen Hurley going up.
big kick here for Stephen Duffy. He's kicked a couple of wide so far off that left foot. He swings it high, he swings it over the bar, and it's 8 points to Pat, 6 points to the Gers. A 2-point game here in Auckram. 19 and a half minutes gone. We'll shortly be into the last 10 minutes of this county final. Who's got ball is taken quick as far as Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea right back in his own half back line, goes around Paul O'Brien, does really well, this young man, goes with the ball, but he needs someone now. Pat's tries to gobble him up, he finds Jack Hamilton. Hamilton comes across, he has Podge McWalter in tow. Hamilton strong running, brings him inside the 65 at the Herbst end, turns back, gives it to Andy Marr. Marr looks up, strides forward, Marr looks up again. He has John Crowe for company. The two number 7s go head to head. Crowe tries to turn, but Marr keeps possession of the ball. He gets to the 45. He's over underneath the stand now at this stage. Pops the ball back here as far as Darren McBride. McBride finds Carl Kerwin. Kerwin is now on the 45. Will he have a go? Yes, he will, but it slides off his boot. And Darragh Fitz free at this side, and he's not happy. Look, if that goes over, it's a great score, but you know, they've worked hard to get it.
Worked hard to get up there, and there was just very little options. It was the first time in this half we looked at Arklow.
Ryan had made a run twice in there, and Marr had a chance to give it to him, and so did Kerwin, and he didn't. Like we said this the last day, Cormac O'Shea took one off the outside of the boot laces again, blessing in the bottom glass last week, and we were gone to him about it's not a day for heroics.
Shane Doyle kicks that ball. Oh, massive kick, goes down the field. Terrell but it breaks as far as John Crowe. Crowe finds Podge McWalter. McWalter into Jordan Pettigrew. Good hand in from the back there. Stephen Duffy goes down on the ball. Good play by the cornerback Tom Marr. He does really well and wins a free out. That's great play by Tom Marr.
Fabulous bit of play from got the hand in, won the first ball. There was a second ball there, he'd no right to win it. He got that and eventually gets fouled.
Taken quick by Darragh Fitz in as far as Jack Hamilton. Hamilton pops the ball to Stephen Hurley. Hurley gives the ball back and it's with Darragh Fitz again. Fitz pops the ball into the middle of the field. JP Hurley now out around the middle of the field, launches a good ball in as far as Chris O'Brien. O'Brien unfortunately hops off him. He's out 50 yards at that ball. Now wouldn't like to have it further in, where he finds Kieran Hyland. Hyland to stand forward. He's Carl Kerwin inside him. Kerwin has a look back to the top of the day. Kieran Hyland will have a shot here. Hyland kicks it high, and Hyland kicks it over the bar. What a score! What leadership from Kieran Hyland.
Absolutely, he started the run way back in that passage of play. He could have been. They could have switched over to him 2-3 times. He just kept on going. He insisted on getting the ball at the end. Stuck it over the bar. We're back to 1 point.
Kieran Hyland has outscored Tommy Kelly from play. There's no bad stat for you.
8 points to 7 here. We have 22 minutes just gone. Shane Doyle will take this kick out again. It's a 1 point game here in Auckram. A long ball down the field on top of Dean Healy. Healy jumps, but the ball breaks off the hand of a Gerrard man. 2 men tussle on the ground. Comes back as far as Conor French. French pops the ball to Stephen Duffy. Duffy now gets the ball into Pettigrew. Pettigrew's showing well, but good play by the cornerback. Pettigrew wins it, tries to get up. Tom Marr is all over. He gets up. He gets the ball back as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien pops the ball into Conor French. French gets his run going. Here's Stephen Duffy. Duffy steps up. Duffy with the left foot. Drills it. Hops off the crossbar and comes back out. Mervyn Travers hadn't a clue where that one was. It's off the crossbar. It's still in play. It's back with Philip Healy right on his own end line. Travers takes the ball, gives it to Kieran Hyland. Hyland pops it diagonally across as far as Stephen Hurley. Hurley gives it to Carl Kerwin. Johnny Delahunt turns him over, comes back as far as Stephen Hurley. They're camped on their own 21. They're trying to get out. Kieran Hyland makes a run out. He's gone out and he's gone over the line. He's bundled over the line. It's a free.
Has to be free for a push. Had to be, yeah. Dean Healy pushing Kieran Hyland
over the line. Pat's not happy, but I don't think that
last one, Stephen Duffy, like he came off the crossbar and Tommy Kelly had followed it in. It wasn't a pass, it was a bad shot, I'm afraid.
23 minutes gone here with a 1 point game. Number 19 enters the fray. It's Tiernan McBride with the 2 McBrides on the field now. Who comes off? Philip Healy marches off. What a shift the man has put in.
Left everything on the field again, as he has the last 2 days.
He got that last ball he got on his own end line after it hit the crossbar. The ball is taken quick to Jack Hamilton, who fumbles, but he recovers. He has Podge McWalter for company. Gives it back to James Tyrrell. Tyrrell pops the ball out to Kieran Hyland. Hyland sidesteps his man and gives it to Carl Kerwin. Kerwin marches up the field inside. It was Kieran O'Shea. Oh, brilliant turnover by Dean Healy. Healy gets a hand on that, does really well. He puts on the afterburners. Can anyone get to him? Tyrrell tries in vain. Healy is storming forward. Can he get his hand on it? Tries to get, but there's a body in the way. That body is Tom Maher. Tom Maher done really well there. Tyrrell tries to pick it up. He gets it out as far as Stephen Hurley. Hurley gets it out to Tiernan McBride. McBride is fouled 30 yards out from his own goal, and another let off for Gers, or is it another missed opportunity for Pats?
Missed opportunity. I think Dean Healy had done huge work to get where he went. Just one bad solo at the end, put it 8-9 foot in the air and allowed Andy Maher to get in and get a hand on it.
It was taken quick to Andy Maher, turned over by Conor French. French does really well, pops the ball to Podge McWalter, gives it to John Crow, back out as far as Stephen Duffy. Duffy gives it to Dean Healy. Healy has a look, will he have a go? He breaks a tackle, he kicks the ball off his right foot, but it's gone to the left wide. And it's gone wide. And
my God, the wides Pats have had today, lads. That's from right in front of the goal. It's 2 from Dean Healy.
He hit the post with him.
He hit the post one, but he hit one in the first half from 20 yards out right in front of the goal. He's done it again here.
Ball breaks again. It's a quick kick out. Sorry, he's taken. It's a 1-2 with Dara Fitz and Mervyn Travers. It's a 1-2-3-4 because he has it back again. Fitz all along his own 21. Gers need to get up the field with this one. They need to get out. They can't be turned over down there. Ball breaks out to far Jack Hamilton. Hamilton puts the ball on his toe. He marches forward. Hamilton has been really good. He's gone away from Johnny Dellow. 65 yards out. He's 45 yards out. He's still going. Ball inside to Chris O'Brien. O'Brien is the march on Trainer. Trainer slips. Ball out to Chris O'Brien. O'Brien kicks high, but it's dragged out, and Darren McBride keeps it in. That's dangerous. Conor French touches it out very calmly to one side. Stoops down on the ball. Good play by Conor French. No free, and the ball goes out over the line. It's a line ball.
Line ball to Arklow. That's 2. The run by Jack Hamilton.
Quickly. Oh, he's kicked it in and kicked it out over the line only after coming on the field.
Jack Hamlin's got his hands on his head, and by God, does he deserve a break here to get a breath. That was some run up the field. It's the second one he's done in this half.
He tore, like there's not too many slouches on that Pats team.
That's for sure.
Could live with. Cal Kelly wearing number 17 is coming in, and James Tyrrell has gone off. They've put Cal Kelly in on Stephen Duffy. Big kick out here now. We have 26 minutes gone. 26 minutes gone in Ockram. 8 points to 7. Big thanks again to Murphy's Liquidation Furniture for their sponsorship throughout the year. Ball down the field. Who knows? We could be back by the looks of this scoreline, lads. Off the hand of someone over there. Big call from a linesman. He's made a big call. It's a Gers ball. Taken by Stephen Hurley. Andy Maher in a load of space out front. Oh, he spilled it. What a time to spill the ball, and a free to Dean Healy. Just took his eye off it at the wrong time. Takes it quick to John Crow. Crow was a standing start, but he goes through 2 tackles, goes through 3 tackles, goes through the 4th one. Brilliant play by John Crow. He's blowing him for over carrying. And John Crow,
he'll probably feel a little bit hard done by. He rode some real heavy tackles to get through to where he got to. But
yeah, still it was steps.
I think it was.
Darrell Fitz takes the ball quick out as far as Stephen Hurley. This game is end-to-end at the minute. Hurley solos with the ball, pops it out as far as Cal Kerwin. Kerwin has put in a monster shift again, as he has done for the last 3 weeks. Back out to Stephen Hurley. They're happy enough to play with this ball. They're happy enough to try and draw Pats out. It's Darrell Fitz, I think, with the ball on his toe. He pops it out to Andy Maher. Maher, wearing number 7, has covered every blade of this field. He puts the boot down again by his Paddy Kane for company. Kane pushes him out to one side, out to Darren McBride. McBride puts on the afterburners, has a look, has a pop. 3, he's swallowed up, he's told to get up. Oh, is that a big call? No, I think it's a big call. It seemed to be a good tackle, but it's a loose hand pass, and it's back out as far as Kieran O'Shea. O'Shea back out as far as Jack Hamilton to Chris O'Brien. This is where he kicked the one in Bolton last area. Chris O'Brien kicks it high. That's dangerous. Taken by Shane Doyle. He marches out with the ball. He's fouled, and
bit of a jersey tug there. Look, Chris O'Brien, I had my money on him there to put that over. He put over a fabulous point just earlier there from a much more difficult angle.
That's tired legs.
Yeah, probably tired legs are coming in.
It's going to catch up on the Gerlines now, maybe.
Yeah. Look,
2 weeks of a heavy game.
Again, we have 27, just 28 minutes gone here. It's been a fantastic game of football. Don't let the scoreline make you think anything else. It's 8 points to St Pats, 7 points
Peter
to the Gers.
Hempelstall enters now, number 20 for AGB. Stephen Hurley going to come off, is he? No.
Cathal Kelleher goes off. Oh, we've a big couple of minutes coming up here.
Huge couple of minutes.
I'd say we could have 2 or 3 of injury time. You're looking at 4 or 5 minutes. This could go anyway. Shane Doyle has the ball on the edge of his square. He's looking for someone to kick it to. He'll have to go long. Nobody came short. Again, he's boomed it on top of that man, Dean Healy, and Stephen Hurley takes the ball from the heavens and wins his free. A massive catch from Hurley.
Catch from Stephen
a
Hurley.
massive time. He has a look. He slows things down. He wants to
up here if he doesn't put it in.
wants to give the right ball. He does give the right ball. He finds Kieran O'Shea in space. A lot of heavy legs on both sides now at this stage. It's an energy sapping game. We're into the last couple of minutes as Chris O'Brien right out under the stand on the 45 pops the ball to Darren McBride. McBride rounds his man wearing number 22. He's left his man there, has a look, went to pop it inside to Cal Kelly. He didn't, gives it back to Chris O'Brien. Has he got it right this time? No, it's kicked high and it's kicked out, and that's another chance.
You can almost hear the collective sigh from the crowd there, let you know that was going wide.
How long will we have here? We're well into the 30th minute here now. It's 29 minutes and 20 seconds. How long will we have?
Shane Doyle isn't rushing to get the ball in.
That's one drop short into the keeper's hand. That's another one gone wide. Like, how many do you need? You know what I mean? Like, you have to work it into a scoring position.
This is a massive kick out for both sides now. Whoever wins this could decide if Pats can win it and get the ball up the field. It could decide the fate of this county final. If not, we could be looking at a draw. 4 minutes more to be played. The ball breaks in the middle of the field, but Dean Healy wins it. Healy is pulled to the ground, and it's a free in, and that's a massive win for Pats, but we still have 4 minutes left here. We've just come to the 30-minute mark. 4 minutes to play. Healy will receive some attention in the middle of the field. Darren McBride is going to get a card of some sort for a pull down. Hope it's not a black. It didn't deserve a black.
Yellow.
You see yellow again. I didn't deserve a black in the county final, I think.
Also, just because of the game. Is that the way she works?
Yeah, that's the way I'd work it. Anyway, I'm sure if I was the boss, that's all that mattered. Hodge McWalter shows out in front, 65 yards out from his own goal, went to give it back to Conor French, gives it to Dean Healy. Healy again, he's heavily tackled. Healy's pulled to the ground again. Good play by Pats around the middle, just trying to soak up the clock a little bit. There's a lot of soaking up on it though. There's 3.5 minutes to go here. As we look at the
man of the match, that's what we're on here now.
As we look to see who will take this, is Stephen Duffy. Is probably outside his range. I'd say, well, not outside his range, he goes quick. He finds Shane Morley in space. Morley a great run up the field, has a look, has a kick, but it's gone to the right.
Arklow get another chance here.
Arklow will get another chance here. We've 31.5 minutes gone with 2.5 minutes to go. Mervyn Travers kicks the ball to the ever-willing Carl Kerwin. Kerwin right back on his own 21. It's a long way to the other end now with Jack Hamilton helps him out. Hamilton charges forward the ball, gives it to Kieran Hyland. Hyland is tackled by Tommy Kelly. There's an arm up, there's an advantage being played. Stephen Hurley has the ball, he's faced by Johnny Delahunt. He slips, but he gets it into Cal Kelly. Kelly gives it to Kieran Hyland. Hyland tries to battle his way up. He has Johnny Delahunt on his case, kicked in as far as the number 20.
Peter Hempelstall
has a foot race there. Comes off his leg at the wrong time, and Conor French probably got the look of the bounce there.
Just got the look of the bounce. Like, Peter Hempelstall looked as though he pinned the ears back. He was going to heading for goal, and just a kind of an awkward hop of the ball, bounced back up, hit off his knee and out over the end line. Gives Pats a bit of a reprieve.
We've 2 minutes of injury time to go here. 2 minutes of injury time to go at the minute. A long kick out again from Shane Doyle, right down on top of Stephen Duffy, but no number over. Caught by JB Hurley. It's a mark by JB Hurley. Brilliantly taken. He seems to have hurt himself in the process, but he gets as far as Andy Marr. Marr pops the ball back out here as far as Tiernan McBride. McBride pops it out to Darren Fitz. He's 65 yards out from the Herbst end. They need something. He's having a look. He's taking his time. He's faced by Pats players, comes back across. They're going to try and draw them out. It's Tiernan McBride again, solos again, pops the ball outside as far as Darren McBride, but he's turned over by Doyle. Brilliant play by Pats to turn it over again. Hodge McWalter puts the ball on his toe, he charges up the field, he gives the ball to Kieran Doyle. Doyle holds onto it, pops it out as far as Dean Healy. Healy gives it back as far as Jordan Pehagro, actually back as far as Kieran Doyle. Doyle takes a belt, he doesn't mind. He's gone to ground. Another Pats man down holding his leg. Conor French gets the ball, but brilliantly gets it out as far as John Crowe. Crowe marches down the field. We've a minute to go, still in injury
this
time.
This is all eating up time. It's a great passing play from Pats, just holding on to the ball, using up valuable time.
Healy's going to try and land a bomb. Was that the right thing to do? Probably not, but they've eaten a minute out of the clock. We're into the final minute of injury time here. It's taken quickly as far as Andy Marr. Podge McWalter tries to get to him. It's a poor pass. It's turned over by Paul O'Brien. O'Brien gets the ball out to Podge McWalter. McWalter does the sensible thing. Flicks it back out to Tommy Kelly. Kelly is tackled. Is it high? It is high. It's a big one. Tommy Kelly swings his right boot. This one. It's high and it's over the bar. Tommy Kelly. 9 points to Wicklow.
What a score. And what
7
you just
points
said.
to Arklow
What you
Ballymoney.
just said there, Kieran Hyland had outscored from play. That's all well and good there. That's possibly the winning score there.
Ball is in the hands of Kieran O'Shea, 45 yards out from his own goal. Is there another twist with this Arklow team? You never know. The number 9 is Stephen Hurley. He finds the ball out as far as Peter Hemmelstad. He sizes up Johnny Delahunt. The 220s go toe to toe. Is it a foul? It is a foul. We'll surely have one more ball back in on the edge of the square. Pat's men all funnel back down the field. Ball is kicked across to Cal Kerwin. Kerwin is pushed out on by number 22, Paul O'Brien. Hands up, he's told to get up. The ball breaks. Who has it? It's hard to see. Matthew Traynor has it. That's who has it. Traynor comes out with the ball. The final whistle goes. St Patrick's Wicklow Town have won 2 in a row for the first time since 1961. Arklow Ballymoney must be devastated. Arklow Ballymoney must be devastated. What an effort they've put in. What a massive shift. They've put probably the best team I've seen in club football in a while in Wicklow. They'd have been in their colour here today.
Listen, look at like it's devastating for Arklow. They tried, the second half effort was absolutely immense from them. We wondered would they come out and do a second half like they done in the last few games, and they've done just that. They pushed Wicklow Town as hard as we've seen it pushed, as you said, but just didn't have enough in the end. There was a lot of wides today, a lot of balls dropped short. Both teams would want to look at them again, but at the end, we have a winner in Pats. Such a close game. I'm looking at Jack Hamilton walking away there. It's such a fabulous game. But look, Pats.
Look, I know we've talked about all year. Look, we were there to give our opinion all year. Credit to the officials as well. I thought Andrew done a fantastic job on the game, to be fair. Look, both teams wanted to play football here, but he made the calls at the big times on both sides, and that's all you can ask of an official on the day.
Absolutely,
But a huge victory here for Wicklow Town. The team the people flood in to congratulate their loved ones, and 2 in a row for Pats. Massive game we've had here. Man of the match, Conor French has been given man of the match. Sponsored by
Arklow Dental Surgery, sorry.
Arklow Dental Surgery sponsored there. Thanks very much for that. And again to Murphy's Liquidation Furniture for their sponsorship. A massive day here in Ockram, and as the daylight falls here, we'll now wait for the presentation of the trophy to Pats. Thanks again to all our listeners.
We'll head pitch side here now, lads.
Yeah, so thanks again to all our listeners, and thanks for listening in. We'll have our podcast next week.
Near the stand there.
Goodbye then.